Good morning, everybody. So I'm in a great mood today, but I do not think that Celsius investors are in fact in a good mood. There is a bit of breaking news I have to give to you. This is a massive update that we're seeing coming from Celsius, and it's just weighing down on a lot of the rest of the market, I should say, and especially on some of those DeFi projects. Yes, we have Bitcoin down, and that is, one of the issues across the crypto market. But I'm going to get in right away and just tell you a little bit about what's going on in the world of Celsius. So let's quickly have a look. This is Ethereum. As you see, that is massively down. I'm using the Heiken-Ashi here just to kind of give us a good idea of momentum. So as you can see, basically strong momentum to the downside. And this is 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8, 9, 10th week, 10th or 11th week of just continuous downside for Ethereum. Really not good. Little bit of support here, little bit of kind of support here as well, as we're seeing around about this 13,800. I do think we're probably going to keep wicking down, maybe getting around this 1,300 number. That's where I see it. But the key thing that I want to mention today is Celsius. So currently trading at $0.19, and that is down an incredible 47%. It's really not good. And the reason why I kind of wanted to show you this is, one, we have the volume here. So the volume is up, obviously, everyone's trading it. Are they trading it in, trying to go long? I don't think so. But also just the general kind of sentiment. So general sentiment from people on CoinMarketCap, another day, another disaster in this early bear market. People can't log in because they stole your money and don't have the capital to return it. This is kind of what it looks like. Cell is dead. Please, sir, kindly help. I have lost all of the village's money. That's not good. Next Luna, another Luna, RIP, you get the message. This is really not good. And this is just, on the daily, we're down from what was around 0.4, we're now half of that. So losing 50% of its value in a day. Let's go over the week, another bad story. Let's go over the month, and another very bad story. So I covered this yesterday. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at staked Ethereum now trading at about 5.2% below its supposed peg to Ethereum. So this is not good. But the reason why I wanted to quickly jump on is just show you this. Now, the reason why I haven't gone to, let's say, I don't know, the block crypto or decrypt, to find this news is I want to show you, this is MSN. So these guys are covering it. Yes, The Verge is, let's have a look. This is where the article, I imagine, kind of originated from. But we're looking at MSN because this is what most people are going to be looking at, most of the investors who are outside of the crypto space. So let's have a quick look, a recap as to what this article is telling us. So the Celsius network, one of the largest, Sunday night announced it was pausing all withdrawals, swaps, and transfers between accounts to its 1.7 million customers. That is a very big number. So we don't need to worry about the actual token. The value of the assets on its platform dropped by half to only $12 billion in May. And as you know, this is obviously going to have dropped a lot more from 24 billion in December. So this year, obviously, all cryptos have been down, but losing, half of its value is really bad. Especially, and this is not just a coin. This is a Celsius. This is a whole entity. It's a business itself. It's not just a random meme coin. Now, in a June 7th blog, they posted, "Damn the torpedoes." They said they have lots of money. Celsius has the reserves and more than enough Ethereum to meet obligations. Well, what's happening now then? So yesterday they said, due to extreme market conditions, and this is an email that went to all customers, I should say, due to extreme market conditions, today we are announcing that Celsius is pausing all withdrawals, swaps, and transfers between accounts. We are taking this action today to put Celsius in a better position to honor over time its withdrawal obligations. Yeah, sure. I don't believe you. It's kind of reminds me of, The Big Short, where, who is it? Oh my God, that's my favorite film. I've forgotten his name. Where he's like, he sends an email and he goes, "Look, guys, I've frozen all." I mean, he was correct. And I can't, tell me down in the comments, the guy with the glass eye, and I really can't remember it, and it's frustrating me now. But anyway, so he stops everybody withdrawing their money. Everyone goes crazy, but it turns out he was correct, and the housing market did crash. But I don't think this is the same. I don't think this is the same. There are similarities in that they're locking away people's funds, but I don't think it's for the same reason. These guys are in serious trouble. Now, there's been a lot of skepticism about their position for years. And it says here that they work similar to a bank. You give them money and then they loan out that money. But unlike a bank, Celsius doesn't have FDIC, government insurance, that protects people's money in case of a bank failure. Now, just have a look. Let's see what they say. What is Celsius' official stance? However, by engaging with Celsius, you acknowledge that there is a risk that Celsius may become unable to pay its obligations to its creditors, in which case, this is the key part, in which case, your digital assets may be lost in whole or in part. Sorry, guys. So there's a risk it might not be able to repay its obligations to its creditors. What would they do if they couldn't pay? Well, I think what they would do is they would halt all of the withdrawals. And then what would they do? Well, they would tell you that in which case your digital assets may be lost in whole or in part. So I'm kind of reading between the lines here, guys. One thing I do want to kind of report is these two sections here. So because of its size, Celsius touches a lot of other parts of the cryptocurrency market. This is where I'm a little bit worried. Tether, I really don't like when I hear Tether in the news. I know it does its own thing. It gets along. I prefer to use USDC. Just personally, not involved with with either of those, but just because of the backing, Celsius borrowed 500 million from Tether, and that's the dollar peg stablecoin, obviously, as we all know, USDT. But there's always been questions around Tether and how sufficient its reserves are. Now, if, for example, Celsius can't pay back 500 million to Tether, then, I think that might be a bit of an issue. And especially because it's collateralized by Bitcoin, and obviously Bitcoin is dropping. So if Bitcoin drops, they give us a margin call, and then we have to give them more Bitcoin. But what if they don't have any Bitcoin? How is Tether going to get by? And will Tether have enough money? This is another question where if Celsius falls, what else does it drag down with it? So Tether, I think it's big enough to be able to survive this, but 500 million is not chump change. But another party that will be affected by this, if Celsius collapse, it's a big if for now. We don't know for sure, but it's not looking good. Canada's second largest pensions fund, the French, Jesus, Caisse de dépôt et placement du Québec. Let me know if I've done that right. If there's any French people in the audience, drop me a comment. Actually, no, like the video instead. They invested as part of a $400 million equity round for the company. So pretty crazy news. Obviously, we've been through, I showed you this, this really bad bit of text that we see here. But in addition to just pausing, they haven't just paused the withdrawals. They've actually started sending crypto to FTX. And let's have a look at a little bit more of this. We'll just kind of jump over that. So crypto staking, yes, Celsius will be dealing with its rumored liquidity crisis by unstaking. They're unstaking 247 million worth of wrapped Bitcoin from Aave and sending it to FTX exchange. Not good. So they were saying, look, we're fine. We've got loads of liquidity. We've got enough Ethereum, is what they said, on, when was it? June the 7th. June the 7th. So 5 days ago, we have enough Ethereum. Well, if you have enough Ethereum, why are you unstaking wrapped Bitcoin? You shouldn't have to. This is where everyone's a little bit worried, because we're seeing a ton of different speculation as to what are these assets going to do. But anyway, some think that if Celsius fails, it would sell its significant stack of stacked ETH. So this stuff, selling it at a discount, which is obviously not good, which would cause it to depeg further from Ethereum. And as you guys saw, I mentioned yesterday, because of the leverage that we have, or that leveraged stakers have from Aave, essentially, if the peg this thing gets down to 0.85, the whole thing is pretty much just collapsed. It's pretty much ruined. Keep that in mind, watch that out. And here you can see Dirty Bubble Media have done quite a nice little graphic in terms of the wallet flows and where it's going. And as we see, a lot of it is going to FTX. Now, there's two things that they're going to be doing. They're either selling this in order to be able to keep up with the obligations, but they're essentially selling the only thing that they have that they'll be able to use to make money in the future, or they're going to stake it. And then with that staking, they're then going to be able to pay back other people. So let me know what you think of this. I personally don't think it's very good. I think that we're going to end up in a much lower price of Ethereum. This is going to keep weighing down, and also it's going to have a massive effect on the overall DeFi market. So keep that in mind, guys. Just wanted to give you that quick update, and I hope that everyone's well. See you later, and we'll give you a full update on Bitcoin in about a few hours. Until then, take care, like the video, and subscribe.